how do I deal with scumbag salespeople? I'm Sylvan Bell. It's September 2nd, 2017, 8:17 in the morning here in Hanalei Bay, Kauai. Perfect day to talk about sales. And a perfect day to remind you there's nothing fair about sales and there's no second place. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in, it doesn't matter what you do, there's gonna be a salesperson that's not ethical, that's a liar, that's a cheat, that's a fraud. And you know, when I first got into sales, there was this guy, and I really want to out him on this video. There was this guy that worked for a company that sold their products for a lot less than the company that I worked for. And so he would give the people an estimate, and the people would go, wow, that's a lot of money. And then you go, hey, well, you need to call the company that Scott works for and ask for Scott. Well, I'm sitting down with a buyer one time, and the buyer points to me, I was really new to sales, and he goes, hey son, you just don't get it, do you? And I was like, I don't get what? And he goes, that guy that works for the other company is just having you go to all these other homes and meet with these buyers because you're more expensive, and then it just looks like he's the hero. And I was like, I thanked the guy because the guy was a sales guy, and he pointed it out to me. I had no clue, right? I was brand new to sales. I was like a year in. I was green behind the ears, as they say, right? So your job, it's a long way for me to get to the point here. Your job is to outwork the competition. And you know, there's gonna be times that you lose to a scumbag salesperson, but I have this belief, you can't outwork me, you can only underbid me. And if all you got is low price, you don't want that anyway as a buyer, okay? And I'll tell a buyer that when they're working with me, hey Scott, we want you to come train your people. Well, you know, you can't outwork me, you can only underbid me, and if you want the cheap guy, go find him, because that's not me, that's not what I do, right? So dealing with scumbag salespeople is you outwork them, you do more work, you ask better questions, you tell better stories, you give a better product demonstration, and then you ask for the business. Because most sales presentations get all the way to the end, and the salesperson never even bothers to ask for the business. So you outwork them and you ask for the business. And then they say, no, I want to think about it, then you overcome the objection. So it's going to be a lot of work on your part, because unethical people like to lie, they like to cheat, they like to steal, and sometimes it sounds really good to the buyer, so you need to paint that picture and show them, hey look, you can go with that option, but do you really want to know what's going to happen next? It's going to look good right now, and they're going to, you know, if you ever go look at a wedding cake and they got like the perfect frosting around the edge, well, if you look underneath that frosting, that cake is all bumpy and it's all messed up. They just smooth some frosting over it. It's like, you want the guy who smooths frosting over everything and makes it look perfect, and only to find out it's imperfect, imperfect underneath, imperfect, unperfect, whatever word you want to use. You could use an analogy like that. And you know what? Sometimes you're gonna win, and every once in a while you're gonna lose, but you outwork a scumbag. So there you go. Now, if you could do a small favor for me in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that would be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you gotta do, you gotta subscribe. And then last off, you can send it off to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, why not even LinkedIn. Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.